And while almost every day Trump signifies some bad news for someone in the world, including in the US, some of this is not bad news. Because, for example, most of us who read Johann Galton about the end of empire also read that there would be symptoms of this end. And to us, Trump, and also some of the progressives on the other end, like Bernie Sanders or whatever tiny number of progressive US politicians exist, that they are symptoms of an empire searching for something as it loses more and more and more military, economic, and political influence. So the question is, what is the real new world? What other world is possible for us to build? Can we be part of a new internationalism, a new world order that's neither about Trump nor the regional superpowers, but about people's power, about grassroots power, about understanding the power of Black, brown, and indigenous peoples in every one of our communities, flipping the script of the powerless and the powerful, the power of women and girls, a people's power that looks at solidarity as a core concept of taking care of one another and the earth, and that looks at international peace building, not from top down or from any great concepts that the professors will talk to you about, but about people-to-people peace building and conflict resolution. So, for example, do we have any signs of hope for new superpower people-to-people spaces for peace and justice? Can we think of any? Do they exist? English, so we're clear, in case they don't even know that this is Bad Bunny, and this is a popular song from his latest CD. This song is, of course, what happened to Hawaii, in English, about the 50th state that was colonized, just like Puerto Rico is still colonized, the island that Bad Bunny is from. And as you heard, and many people who know and love reggaeton already know, and everyone in Puerto Rico knows by heart, I'll say in English a piece of the lyrics I think are most important that the peace studies professors I hang out with don't know at all in any language. But Bad Bunny says, they want to take my river and my beach too. They want my neighborhood and grandma to leave. But no, no, no. Don't let go of that flag, nor forget the Lelolai, because I don't want them to do to you what happened in Hawaii. So to me, it's not just that he's really cool in terms of dance music, which is also true, but that he's made a decision to put some more political ideas into his songs, and he has not at all lost popularity because of that. He's popular pretty much everywhere. This is just one of many examples of why sometimes, even though I live in New York and the land of Trump, I can still occasionally get up and have a little bit of hope. I have a little bit of hope when I am privileged, completely privileged, to get up one morning and drive less than 2 hours from here and visit peoples who have lived for centuries between the sea, the mother, and the Sierra Nevada, and who teach wisdom about the possibility of continuity and hope, indigenous wisdom that goes well beyond, again, what most of your professors know. And honestly, literally, I have hope when a whole bunch of young people gets up on a Saturday morning and comes to hear this guy they don't know, who doesn't necessarily look like them, doesn't even speak their language, and are still respectfully listening to try to figure out what it is we're going to do together. And so to me, that's the final point. International peace building, you know, the last thing on the topic of my talk, is us. It's profoundly us, and it's about the conversation we'll have next now that my talk is done. And it's not so complicated. It's simpler than you think, simpler than they, whether the theys are the presidents or even some of the professors, simpler than they like to make it be about. Because if we're in conversation, if you're in conversation with one another, and a piece of that conversation is about dancing and what you did on Friday night or what you're going to do tonight, but part of that conversation is how we're going to make things better, then we have international peace building at a grassroots level. And that's what we need to talk about, think about, network about, stay in communication about, and build in our lives. Gracias.